All right, all right. Only a few decks left on the Dark Amber Tree. Sad Panda, this has been so much fun, but we gotta keep going. We gotta continue. It's not over yet. Let's enjoy the new deck of the day, which is Huxley Longshot Venveth. Oh, that's a great name. We got a Logos, Dis, and Saurian action coming in from this beauty of a mass mutation deck. Fingers crossed. So yesterday's deck that I opened, I ended up playing it with my friend last night, and whew, was it a speedy one. I couldn't not play that deck. It had so many things I really love from Mass Mutation in it. I just had to get some games in, so I jammed a couple with my friend, and it was really fast. I went up against that triple Kirby deck I opened up earlier on, and it was so fast I was going in to check every turn. It was pretty wild. But let's get into Huxley right now. The long shot. Huxley long shot. So this is the long shot deck. Oh, that's a really sick Archon, actually. I'm feeling that a lot. That's super tight. Let's see what we got in here. So we got a Brabble, Waking Nightmare, Historog, Obsidian Forge, Picaroon with a Capture, Relentless Creeper, Snudge, Double Snudge, Whale of the Damned, Double Whale of the Damned, Skixuno, very nice, Xenofiend, and then onto Logos with an Eclectic Inquiry with a Damage Pip, Lethalogica, Opposition Research. I haven't seen an Opposition Research in a long time. Quixo, Standardized Testing with a Capture, Titan Engineer with a Damage, another Titan Engineer, triple Titan Engineer, that's gross, Bouncing Deathquark, Novu, Smoko, Skippy, and on to Saurian with the Axiom, ×2, Chant of Hubris, Curse of Vanity with a Capture, Centurion, Dreadbone Decimus, nice, Exile, Double Exile, Gladiodontus, Humble, and then lastly we have Lycosaurus. I don't know how to feel about this deck right off the get, so let's take a little bit closer look. For creatures, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 creatures. That's solid. Pips, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Respectable. Nothing to brag about, but nothing to hide in the shadows with. And there's all the other stats for this deck. Now let's take a look at what can be done here. So in Saurian, okay, well, I'm seeing the ability, we got some Capture. We got the ability to deal with anything that gets thrown on it. So if this is the first time Gladius has been used this turn, ready and enrage it. So you can get a Reap Fight out of Gladiodontus every turn, which is pretty solid. The Exiles, I'm not sure where I want to go with that just yet. I suppose you have the ability to use Exiles on like a Relentless Creeper, because you can destroy it and get it back. Yeah, I actually really don't know how I feel about the Exiles. It's going to be kind of in the moment, I think. I'm going to have to see how that one comes. Maybe a Centurion, but that's a big creature. The Skippies, I guess, are a thing too, and something small. And you get the Deathquarks. This deck has really good ability to deal with the board. So the board's not a problem at all. You're going to be dealing with that all day. Destroy damage. Yeah, it's like the board control in this deck is kind of bonkers, so I'm excited to see that in action. So we got, I want to kind of look at the creatures in each house, because I think that's going to give me a better perspective on analyzing this. We got 2, 3, 4. So 4 creatures in Saurian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 in Logos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 in disc. So you're not really going to be using Saurians that much in that regard, which is kind of interesting. So I think you could almost use yeah, I'm really confused with the Saurian house. This is the one that's kind of throwing me for a loop here. The Grisks obviously are kind of handy, but maybe not used that often. The Curse of Vanity and the Chant of Hubris could really, like, I mean, yeah, I see here. Exalt a friendly, capture one on it. You could go move one to another. So you could literally just throw it all on your own creature and then exile it and potentially drop a Lycosaurus to kill your own creature. And I'm thinking things like Relentless Creeper. Yeah, definitely Relentless Creeper, not Brabble. Relentless Creeper is a good one. I could also see you throwing it on like a Skippy or something like that that served its purpose, letting it go back into your discard to get back later. So yeah, I think there are ways for that to be good. You can also, I guess, Dreadbone Decimus, put in the work with that and then throw it on the other side when it's like really damaged and go that route. So yeah, that exists. And then you obviously have anything you damage and exile, you can then go back to your Historog and then destroy a damaged creature and get that Ember. So yeah, there are ways you can really utilize that, which I'm excited to see. The double Snudge is pretty sweet. And I like this because Obsidian Forge is here, so that's something that you can recur with a Snudge, reap, return to your hand, play it, get another Ember, so that's there as well, which is really nice. Huge fan of Skixuno. I like this card as a form of board wipe. It really gives you the ability to do some cool things, so I'm a fan of that. Some nice cycle in Logos. This, I'm actually kind of curious about how this could work, because I need to see how like, as I play, like how easily I can generate Ember with what's going on, because I don't have the stat as I'm saying this in front of me, so you can see below what is actually the stat there. And for those of you who don't know, the lower that number is, the more easily the deck will generate Ember. That's how I calculate that stat. The higher the Ember generation is, that means the more I need to use creatures to generate Ember, not just playing cards. So this can create keys up to 9 with that, which is really interesting. So yeah, so the Logos is going to be, I think calling Logos is a thing, but I think Dis is going to be kind of like the go-to house most of the time, and Logos you're going to be jumping into every once in a while depending on how the board gets, because things like Skippy aren't going to stay, Smoko I don't want to stay, the Dynamo will probably end up getting gone. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, and then like I said, the Dinos is kind of like you're just going to be, you're almost like bursting a little bit in Dinos in a weird way, with the pips that are here, like majority of the pips are here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so majority of the pips are there. So that's an interesting thing. But yeah, I think you're going to be spending time in Dis with this deck. I'm curious to see how the Obsidian Forge can possibly go off. And yeah, the good thing is the Waking Nightmare's in here. So this is an interesting deck. I definitely am not quite sure. It does not feel very obvious what to do in a way. It doesn't have that like, whoa, let's go this. So I'm excited to kind of play this one and test it out. Did you see some things that maybe I didn't when I was going through that? Because I love to hear the feedback and your insights on decks. But yeah, I'm not disappointed with this deck. I'll say that. I just am not quite sure how to process what it is, which is kind of interesting. I find those decks can always be quite exciting to get into and test. So that was Huxley Longshot Venveth. So let me know what you think. Please do like and subscribe. And as always, may your Ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Have a good one.